What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I thank y'all for rocking out with me continuously. Now let's get to the topic at hand. So I recently saw, Rick Ross, the biggest boss, right? Saw Rose pull up on Deion Sanders at Colorado, and they were laughing and smiling and taking pictures. Colorado put it up on their page, that they put up that Rick Ross is at their school, which gives their school great publicity, and it was all love, right? But the moment I saw this, man, it made me think about something, right? I remember when Deion was at Jackson State and all these celebrities was pulling up left and right, and all of the black community was claiming that, we were experiencing an HBCU renaissance. All of these athletes and entertainers were recognizing that the HBCUs is where it's at, and they were going to start pouring their money into the HBCUs, and they were going to start coming around more, and they were going to start being supportive of HBCUs now, and this was a great time for us black people in our black schools, right? And I remember me being an HBCU alum of Mississippi Valley State University, the alma mater of the greatest wide receiver of all time, Jerry Rice. I got to put that in there, right? I remember looking at all that being said, and I'm looking like, man, no, cut it out. I wanted to be optimistic. I didn't want to be pessimistic about it, but I know a lot of black celebrities. You see, what happens is a lot of black celebrities, they don't really care about, HBCU renaissance. They didn't really care about black college football at all, right? Which is why you didn't never see them coming around beforehand. What they cared about was being around primetime Deion Sanders. Like a lot of kids in America, not even just black, a whole lot of different race of kids, a lot of different ethnicities of kids looked at Deion Sanders as the guy. But a lot of black kids, Deion Sanders was a lot of people's hero, right? And a lot of people just wanted to stand next to Prime. And not even just about them idolizing Prime as a kid. Some people didn't even watch football. They just want to be around Deion Sanders because it's a good look to be around him, right? It looked good to say you standing with the football GOAT, the football god, the legend, Deion Sanders. So you stand next to him skinning and grinning, right? And I'm looking at all these entertainers like Rick Ross, Yellow Beezy, Gilly. I'm looking at all these other dudes coming around. I'm looking like they not going to be seen at Jackson State if Deion Sanders were to leave. Now that Deion Sanders is gone, Ross is in Colorado because he want to be around Prime. He didn't give a damn about no HBCU renaissance, and his mama worked at my school, Mississippi Valley State University. I know because I read his book, right? I read some of the beginning parts. I ain't gonna act like I read the whole book. I read the beginning parts of the book. Man. He from Clarksdale, Mississippi. He was born there and then raised in Miami. You know what I mean? But he don't care. Like, he want to be around. Like, he want to be in the it crowd, right? That's what a lot of these entertainers. They don't give a damn about no black college football, man. Which is why you're not gonna see the Rick Ross in Jackson, Mississippi anymore unless he got a show there. Or he's not going to be at Jackson State campus unless he performing at homecoming and they paid him. Other than that, they ain't pulling up to these games, man. You're not going to see these dudes around no more because it was about Deion to them, not about the HBCU renaissance. And that's what I got a problem with, right? And some people may feel like, are you too emotional about it? Me, man, listen. These institutions have educated my father, right? My aunt, my grandmother, her sisters, my cousins. They went to Alcorn State. Some of my grandma's sisters went to Tougaloo. I went to Mississippi Valley State. Some of my cousins went to Mississippi Valley State, right? And I'm like, man, these schools educated our grandmothers and uncles and fathers, so on and so forth, right? And so we got to give love back to these schools. But people don't really care about them. And you can see it because even with their donations, they only donate to the same 4 HBCUs. Howard, Hampton, Spelman, Morehouse, right? Maybe Clark Atlanta, but really all of them 4, right? And then Jackson State was getting bread because Deion was there. He was getting a lot of money, right? But a lot of them schools, they already got money being funneled in on a regular basis, bro. They getting money funneled in on a regular basis. They don't need it at all. They don't need none of the money at all, right? They don't need it. But they getting it funneled in and brought in on a consistent basis. I'm looking like, man, these other dudes could be bringing money towards schools like Cheney, to schools like Morris Brown just got the accreditation back. What was it, a year ago, 2 years ago? After the accreditation being gone for what, 20-some years, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, right? You can give money to my school, Mississippi Valley State, the youngest school in the SWAC, one of the smallest schools in the SWAC. You can give money to University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, Edward Waters. You can give money to all these different over 100 HBCUs out here that deserve some money. South Carolina State, I don't know, Grambling. Remember when Grambling was boycotting some years ago? Their football team, they had all different type of molded equipment, all this and all that. And them dudes, the celebrities don't donate back to them. And they're gonna be like, maybe they don't know. Bro, that's not an excuse anymore. A lot of these dudes grown and they've been made privy, they've been made aware of these HBCUs when Deion Sanders came around and people was like, oh, we all for the HBCUs. You seen some of them wearing different sweaters, so on and so forth. So now you know the names of these other institutions you could be giving some bread to. And again, I can't make no money, no man. I can't check a man's pockets or whatever and all this and all that. But let's be for real. When people be telling HBCU alumni, we need to give back, right? And yes, we can. But I want people to be made aware of the fact that a lot of these people a lot of us at HBCUs, it's not a lot of us are going to these Fortune 500 companies making $100,000 like you would find at Colorado, at a Florida State, Ohio State, so on and so forth. And the reason why is because we don't have like these strong alumni at these Fortune 500 companies. And a lot of these predominantly white schools, man, a lot of them students come from some good, wealthy oil money. Right, and they got these dudes that come from oil money donating to the schools. A lot of times we don't have that at our schools. A lot of our dudes from our people from our school, they ain't making a whole lot of money. Then they got to pay back student loans, so on and so forth. So all they need to get back, man. You went to Florida State, bro. You went to Alabama. You went to Illinois. You went to Ohio State. You went to Notre Dame. You went to USC, where an abundance of like these people are making mega millions, non-black folks making mega millions, pouring it back into the schools. So it's easy. The donors. Man, a lot of these black colleges outside of the Howards and the Hamptons and all of them. I'm talking about not lower scale, but the lesser publicized HBCUs. We ain't got all these mega million-dollar alums walking through there, and the ones that do, Jerry ain't donating no bread to the NVSU. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think it's a community effort, but I think it was disingenuous for a lot of these, rappers and entertainers to act like they really cared about the HBCU movement when they really didn't. They cared about being next to Prime, man. That's really what it was all about, being next to him. And I sit here and I'm like, man, this is, you see what's going on. I'm like, man, like I'm looking at Dr. Dre donating all that money to USC. 70-something million to they music program at USC, bro. They don't need no fucking money from no Dr. Dre. They got all the money in the world. And your black ass pouring all that money into a school that don't even need it for real. You can spend that money, you can send it to all these different, I know it's not a HBCUs on the West Coast, but Dr. Dre is an educated man. He know about he know that HBCUs exist. He could have sent it to all the different HBCUs that need money around here. That the basketball team and the football team driving in revenue to keep certain things afloat within the athletic program, so on and so forth. Right? It's like, man, come on, man. But I didn't like the disingenuous thing. Like, acting like, we here. They sitting in the red seats and all that. We here at the game. Ross ain't gonna be nowhere near Jackson State now that Deion gone. He gonna stay far the hell away from it. Yellow Bees eating them too. Gilly too. Gilly ain't coming to Jackson State. Wallow may pull up, but Gilly ain't coming. Gilly might come if Wallow say let's do it. Other than that, Gilly don't give a goddamn about coming to Jackson State no more. That was a fad and a trend for him, right? So yeah, man, I don't know, man. It was on my mind. I'm just like, man, these dudes advocate for these schools, but then when it's time to really, they fake advocate. But when it's time to really be advocates, like to support the school, when the big money man's out there, they know where to be found. And I don't like that, man. It's just me, man. I just be looking at that sideways. I think things could change, and I really wanted to see black folks, black celebrities really care about, the HBCUs in a major way, man. And not just look at just the mega big ones. Just look at all these other schools that you could donate to, but yeah, man, what do I know, man? I'm just a dude on YouTube just talking, and making videos. I don't know, man. But I knew the HBCU movement was really false. And when I saw people acting like they was all down for the moving down for the cause, like, really, bro? You not for real in that. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.